Welcome all to another episode of The Sunglass Chef. I am so excited to share this international cuisine with you all. Curry chicken. This is a hit in my house. It's known in Jamaica and in India, and it's also known here in our kitchen in Houston, Texas. Now, my wife normally doesn't like curry, but she loves this dish, and so do the kids. And so I hope you enjoy it. I had a little reservation about whether or not to include this in our video recipes, but I decided, why not? Maybe there's some folks out there that would love to try an international dish that's super easy to make and totally delicious. So here we go. The great Helen Keller, by the way, said, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing." She's one of my heroes. Here we have parsley, oregano, cumin, basil, thyme, peppercorns, fresh ground, Celtic sea salt, curry powder. Now, curry comes in mild all the way up to hot. And this is a mild curry so that my family can enjoy it, especially my kids. Garlic powder, onion powder, smoked Spanish paprika, chili powder, just a pinch, all-purpose flour, olive oil, russet potatoes, sweet yellow onions, garlic, cilantro, carrot, celery, and of course, chicken thighs, skinless chicken thighs. Now the first thing we need to do is heat up this cast iron skillet. If I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's nothing like cast iron skillet, the old-fashioned, from Erie, Pennsylvania. We're talking about the Griswold cast iron skillet. I'm going to turn this on about a medium heat, and I'll put approximately 4 tablespoons of olive oil in here. I'm eyeing this out. And while that's heating up, I'm going to be dicing up some onion. This recipe calls for about 7 garlic cloves, and I like to press down on the blade of the knife and squeeze some of this juice out. It also helps to separate the skin from the garlic. All right, let's go ahead and add our onion to the cast iron. I like to saute these onions for about 40 minutes. Our onions are going to be sauteing for about 40 minutes, and during the last 5 minutes, about 35 minutes from now, we're going to saute the garlic and also the celery. I'm going to chop up the celery and include the chopped up celery with the minced garlic and mix it all in there and saute for about 5 minutes with the onions. When chopping celery, I like to include the leaves. They offer a lot of flavor. Now that the celery is chopped up, I'm going to add this chopped celery to our minced garlic. And we're going to saute this for 5 minutes. And we're going to coat our chicken with that. And we're going to do the same thing with this next bag. Let's look at these onions. Ooh, these are looking great. We've got about 15 more minutes left. This recipe calls for skinless chicken thighs. Now you can use any type of chicken, any part of the chicken, but I prefer thighs. We're going to shake this up. Shake it up. Shake it up. 6 in each bag. Shake it up. And we want all the parts to be coated. All the pieces to be coated. Well, now it's time to saute our garlic and celery. So I'm going to pour this in here. Look how nice and brown our onions look. This is the color I like to achieve when sauteing onions. We're going to put all this nutritious vegetables in. We're going to just stir this up. And I'm going to saute this for about 5 minutes. While this onion, celery, and garlic are sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove on high and add spring water, fluoride-free water, into our stock pot. About 1.5 gallons. And as this boils, you may need to add more water periodically. Now we're going to boil this water, and we're going to add the chicken to this water. But first we'll have to saute it, pan fry it, and then oven bake it. Well, now that our vegetables have sauteed for about 40 minutes, I'm going to transfer them into this bowl. And we're going to be ready to pan fry our chicken thighs. We're going to pan fry them on both sides till they're browned, and then we're going to finish it off in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. The browning process takes about 10 minutes each side. And once we pan fry our chicken thighs and finish them up in the oven, we're going to add this goodness into our boiling stock pot of water, and we're actually going to be putting our chicken in there as well. Now we're ready to pan fry our chicken thighs. Now normally you don't want to crowd your chicken in your cast iron skillet, but because I'm finishing this off in the oven, it's okay. But if I was frying this and taking it straight from the skillet to the plate, I would not want to overcrowd my chicken. Well, the chicken thighs have been pan fried approximately 6 minutes on each side for a total of 12 minutes. And now we're going to put this in the oven. It's time to take the thighs out. They've been in the oven for 20 minutes. Oh, that looks great. What we're going to do is we're going to add our vegetables in this boiling water. Be careful so the water doesn't splash on you. These are our sauteed celery, onions, and garlic. And next, we're going to use our tongs and add our chicken thighs. Actually, we're going to add spices. We're going to add some more onion powder. We're going to add some more garlic powder. Onion powder. Some more parsley. Oregano. Thyme. Basil. Cracked pepper. Salt. smoked paprika. For those that do not have a cast iron skillet, it's okay if you use a glass pan to bake the chicken in. Now all the chicken thighs have been added to our boiling pot of water. We can bring this down to a simmer, and we're going to boil this for 1 hour and uncovered so that we can get a gravy, a sauce from this dish. The last 30 minutes we're going to add our sliced carrots. I sliced them in circles, and our cubed russet potatoes. We'll add this in the last 5 minutes. Well, our chicken has been boiling for almost 30 minutes, so it's time to add the potatoes as well as the carrots. So I've decided to bring out the big bazooka, my 60-quart commercial stock pot. As you can see, this is bubbling just beautifully, but 8 quarts is just a little too small for what we've got going on. 12 pieces of chicken. If you were cooking for, if you had 4 pieces of chicken, maybe even 6 pieces, this would be sufficient, but I've decided that with 12 pieces, I'm going to need another helper. I've added a tablespoon of olive oil to this. I've heated it to about a medium heat, and now I'm adding the potatoes and the carrots. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme. Thyme and potatoes go really well with this recipe. Some cracked pepper. Fresh cracked pepper. And some more salt. Our Celtic sea salt, not that Morton's. No chemicals added to this salt. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I don't want to cook this too long because I don't want soggy potato. Just enough to blend the spices together. Now I'm going to carefully add this chicken into our big stock pot, our commercial stock pot. I'm going to add some more curry to this stock pot. For those that don't know, curry is not a vegetable. Curry is a combination of several spices. Turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, white pepper, cloves, nutmeg, coriander, cayenne pepper, cumin, fennel. It's not, this particular curry is not a spicy curry, but I'm going to add some more of this curry. Oh, I'd say about a couple tablespoons. And then I'm going to add some Vietnamese cinnamon. Now the curry already has some cinnamon, and this is completely optional, but I like to add just a couple sprinkles, okay, 3 sprinkles of cinnamon. Again, this is optional. This is just boiling beautifully, and we're cooking this down, simmering this down to a nice gravy. Now you'll want to skim the top of this and discard. Skim and discard. It's not a whole lot, but there's some to discard. We're just skimming the top layer. And it's important to occasionally stir the ingredients. You don't have to do it so often, but occasionally stir. Smelling delicious. Wow, this home is filled with amazing smells, an aromatic blend of fresh vegetables and curry and smoked paprika. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to share this dish with you all. Our last step is going to be making jasmine rice. It's super simple. Anyone can do it, and I'm going to show you how to do it in 20 minutes. 20-minute rice. First, we're going to add some water. Preferably fluoride-free water. I'm using spring water. If you want to use your tap, that's fine. The ratio is about 1 cup of rice for every 1.5 cups of water. Next, we're going to boil this on high. We're not going to add our rice until it starts boiling. I will be adding some olive oil. I love a little bit of olive oil. in my rice. And salt. Well, now our water is boiling, and if you also see, this is a safety issue. We've got the handle sticking out. You always want your handles facing in. We don't want anybody to get burned or tip it over. We're going to pour our jasmine rice. Now, if you're not used to cooking rice, always use measuring tools. But again, the ratio is approximately 1 cup of rice for 1.5 cups of water. All right, cover this. And we're going to let this, we boiled it on high. Now I've turned it down to low. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Well, it's been 20 minutes and our rice should be ready to go. Let's take a look. Wow, that came out beautifully. So now this is off. Let's take it off the burner. And we're going to use a fork to fluff it up. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, we've got 5 minutes left before our curry chicken is complete, and we're going to add now cilantro. This is a wonderful finishing touch to an amazing dish. I'm going to add this cilantro in, and then I'm going to stir. All right. This curry dish is finished. Amazing curry chicken with a brown gravy, nice, thick, and rich. Let's take a look. Look at this. Wow. Melt off the bone. Jamaican Indian curry. Made right here in Houston, Texas. Look at this jasmine rice. It came out beautifully in 20 minutes. That's all. All right. Let's get some of this wonderful flavors. We got carrots and potatoes and chicken thighs. Oh my, this is absolutely delicious. We're going to let it cool down for a few minutes. I've plated the curry chicken and now it's time to try it. Mmm, delicious. The chicken is perfectly cooked. The potato, perfect texture. The flavor of the curry, the smoked paprika is just popping in my mouth. Absolutely delicious. Thank you.